This next video is going to be kind of chill, honestly. Ooh, that's the wrong button. Kind of chill. We'll use this a little bit. It'll be useful later on, but not super big in this section. But let's get through it. So if we know the starting value and the growth rate of something, we can just use the definition, right? We just plug in what A is or what B is or R is. But otherwise, we might have to solve for B or R by plugging in points. So let's see what I mean by that. In example 5, it says that in 2002, some company had 180 retail stores. Maybe this is Blockbuster. Anyone remember Blockbuster? And in 2008, the company had shrunk to 80 retail stores. If the company is decaying exponentially, find a formula for the function. All right, so we're going to use y equals a times b to the x, or you could use y equals a times 1 plus r to the x, your choice. I think for these ones, the first one will be easier. And usually one of these will usually be easier, but they'll both always work. So a is the starting value. Now the starting value doesn't have to mean in year 0 AD or ACE. Wow, I'm so old. Anyway, no, it's just CE, right? Just CE. Anyway, gosh, embarrassing myself in a math video. So we can let x equal 0, the number of years after 2002. That's usually going to make things a lot easier for us to do. Because now our starting value is 180. Now the problem is we don't know, we know we're shrinking, so we're not doubling or tripling. Maybe we're halving, maybe we're getting thirded or 2/3. We haven't really done much decay so far in this section, but we don't know the B value. So it says we solve for the B value by plugging in points. Well, what's our point here? In 2008, that's when X is equal to 6. There are 80 retail stores, a Y value of 80. Right? So this says 2008, this says 80 retail stores. Let's plug in this point to find what B has to be. So 80 retail stores is equal to 180 times B raised to the 6th power. Well, we have to get B by itself, following just like any equation, or most equations, we follow reverse order of operations. We divide both sides by 180. That's going to simplify down to 4/9, I think. It's equal to b to the 6th. How do we get the b by itself? Well, if it were b squared, we would square root. If it's b to the 6th, we 6th root. So we're going to take the 6th root of both sides. So b, and technically we do need a plus or minus here. Just like if we square rooted both sides, if there's an even index of the root, 2, 4, 6, 8, we technically need a plus or minus, but we know we're going to only want a plus here. But it'll be the 6th root of 4/9. That's the same thing as raising it to an exponent of 1/6. These are the same thing. 6th root, exponent of 1/6 are the same. Your calculator may make one of these easier to type in than the other. Yeah, we only want the positive. It'll be 180 times something to the x power. What is, 4/9? Sorry. What is 4/9 raised to the 1/6 power? About 0.8736. We'll use 4 significant figures here. Okay, so what does this say? This says that this company is basically shrinking by 13% every year. How did I get that? So this is our answer. I say the company is shrinking by about 13% every year. The reason for that is because we know y is 1 plus r to the x. So a is 180. How can we write this number as 1 plus r? going to be 1 minus 0.1264. You can see our R here is negative. We're decreasing by about 12.64% every year. So that's the correlation. So you could have gotten an answer that looked like this. And then it would simplify to our blue boxed answer. Yeah, we're decreasing by about 13% every year. Sorry, Blockbuster. I think there's one of you left. So that's pretty much this. Try to do the same thing for this next example. To try it now. Pause the video and let's see if we get the same thing. So again, you can use either form, but I think this form's probably going to be easier. We know we're starting at 10. That's our A value. A is the starting value. We just need to find the B value. Well, we know that X is 3 when Y is 7. Y is 7 when X is 3. Let's solve for B. Divide both sides by 10. You get that B cubed is 7/10. And we'll take the cubed root of both sides, which is the same thing as raising both sides to the 1/3 power. So B will be the cubed root of 7/10. And again, on Desmos, there is a way to get to the cubed root. I actually don't remember where it is off the top of my head, but I usually just use rational exponents, fraction exponents. And I'll just raise it to the 1/3 power. We're going to get 0.8879. Again, we're decreasing by about 11% every year. So Y is, or every X, I guess. Y is 10 times 0.8879 to the X. And again, be very careful. We cannot combine these. It's good practice to put this in a parenthesis maybe. You see that it really is, the 10 really is separate from the X. And if we graph this, 10 times 0.8879, raised to the X. Then let's look between -1 and maybe 15. In our Y-axis, let's start at 0 and go to 20. Okay, we're decaying. Does it go through 0,10? Yeah, it does go through 0,10. 0,10, right there. Does it go through 3,7? Hey, look at that, 3,7 right there. It goes right through it. Good way to check our answer with Desmos. Sweet. I think that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions.